down here, you've got the bearings on the bottom and on the top. Most saws just have it on the top. The cast iron arm here and the platform are two of the real impressive upgrades that Jet's made.
Hey, what's happening? Barnaby here. So you want to know more about the Jet 14-inch bandsaw? It's got a 1.25 horsepower motor. It's got a cast iron arm to it now, new development for Jet, and also a 12-inch resaw capability for larger wood. But what we'd like to do with the products is put it into the hands of real people like Josh with Pizzelle. What sort of work does Pizzelle do?
Fitted furniture, custom kitchens, built-ins, furniture, things of that nature.
All right. Well, let's talk about your impression of the Jet right off the bat. When we called you up and said, hey, you want to try out the bandsaw, what'd you think?
Well, initially when I was talking to you on the phone, I was like, yeah, I'll take a 14-inch Jet bandsaw. I've had them in the past, but I was skeptical. Most of all the Jet tools I had, because I don't have any currently except for this one now, were more of a home hobbyist style, or built for more home hobbyists. They were lightweight, easy to move around the shop, which is a plus if you're working in a confined space, in a garage application or your own barn or your home. But we're in a large shop situation, and we didn't want anything that moved around the shop. We want it to be very stable, very safe, durable. It's going to get used every day, so it has to last quite a while. And when I initially got here and pulled it out of the box, I was really impressed. I haven't had a single Jet tool that had this much weight in it. Like you said, the cast iron arm here and the platform are two of the real impressive upgrades that Jet's made. Okay, well, let's talk about the performance of the saw. What sort of things did you do with it? Well, the first project we did was a valance and some set of corbels for a hood for a custom kitchen that we're doing. And I mean, it worked like you'd expect a bandsaw to work. When we got into some of the tighter radiuses, with this blade, it didn't quite work. This blade's a little bit thick
that's the factory blade, right?
That's the factory blade. However, if we wanted to switch them out, the Jet made it pretty simple. There's 5 settings on the back, so if you just release the tension, put on your new blade, adjust it to the width of that blade, initiate your tension again, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, you know, I was looking at it, and there's like a little window right here. Did that make it easier to adjust?
It does. That's for the tracking of your blade, and a lot of times, on saws, if you have them around your shop for any length of period of time, you'd have to open up the door, maybe adjust it while it's running. Sure. It's not exactly the safest thing to do. But on this one here, it does have a yellow background, makes it real easy to see. There's a knob on the back, so you can just watch your adjustment very easily. And then right along with that, this particular model has a 4-inch port in the back. For our central dust collection system. Sure. So most of the other ones, some of them do have it, some of the real industrial models, but a lot of them just have a 1 or a 2-inch port for like a small vac system, which we don't really have in a commercial application. Okay. So. And I see here it's a cast wheel, but also it's 2-speed, right? Yeah, it is a 2-speed. The cast wheels are a nice addition, but yeah, you can adjust. If you wanted to slow it down, you could switch it to the other wheel. Okay. And what about height adjustment? Height adjustment's real simple. If you're going between a 3/4 or a 5/4 material or something, just pull your part back, make your adjustment accordingly. All right. Any issue with blade deflection? You know, we tried to get it to deflect. Really? In fact, and part of the reason it's exceptional on this saw is because if you look down here, you've got the bearings on the bottom and on the top. Most saws just have it on the top, so. That was also a nice addition. Yeah, while we were down here, I saw that it's got an adjustment for the top here. Yeah, you've got just a couple of knobs to adjust if you want to bevel the top. Sure. Make your adjustment, tighten it back up, make your cut, and if you got to go back to 0, set it back to 0. Maybe you want to get your square out, I don't know, depends on what you're doing. Sure. And it's got the miter capability and a fence, possibly, or no? Well, yeah, if you were going to resaw, you'd have to get an aftermarket fence or just apply one that you already have, make your adjustments, probably get a thicker blade, and then you'd be able to do that. It doesn't come with it, and it didn't come with the miter either. Okay. So that's something you probably already have in your shop anyway, but if you did have it, you could keep it with the saw. It's got some onboard storage, I see. It does. Instead of having just the 4 legs in the opening, which typically collects, you know, sawdust, wood chunks, that can't be easily swept up by your team. This has actually got a really nice base. It's going to be easy to clean around, and you could put some additional tools, maybe blades in there as well. Okay. Well, one of the values of people stopping by toolselect.com is just hearing from the guy or the girl that's been using it to find out recommendations. I mean, if somebody wondered about this saw, what would you tell them about a yes or no on a purchase? I'd say, yeah, it's very impressive for a Jet. And I tell you what, most of the people I talk to will be skeptical. But I'll tell them, Jet came to the game with this one.
All righty. Well, you know, and that's the value of toolselect.com, because everybody goes online looking for stuff, but this is the one-stop shop where you get the side-by-side comparisons, you get the video reviews. What else is there, right? Toolselect.com.